Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to our crazy farming simulator series. Something that we want to avoid. What I can do is I can come in around here, like that, avoid the majority of that little patch, because that's our little nature reserve in there. We want to keep that. And then we can go strolling up through here, just like this. Planting in our nature reserve, by the look of it. And then along here, like this. Right, so that bit of grass along there is apparently not being turned into anything else. But we'll make a straight run across here. And eventually we could very well end up turning all of this field into just one big field, as I've mentioned a few times. And I'm most likely certain to do that. But I'm not going to do that today. But if I get all of this planted with canola, then we've got enough of that that will come in, and we'll be able to turn that into oil. We'll be able to use that to make the herbicide, which is needed for the greenhouses to be able to do the stuff in the greenhouses. Is it the greenhouses that need the herbicide? Something needs herbicide. I can't remember now. Is it the green? Why are we making herbicide? We need to make a whole load of... Oh, I remember. It's not for the greenhouses at all. It's so that we can make the seeds. We need to be able to make the seeds here. We've got herbicide there. We've got 2,000 litres of that. That's going in and making seeds. And then the seeds are being automatically distributed here to the greenhouses, which in turn are making their things, and they're bringing it back through. So we kind of like it. We need all of this to be working and operational so that the greenhouses can keep producing food, which they're doing over there. They are actually producing stuff. And then that gets spread over to everything else, and then it feeds back, and we can actually make our herbicide. Frithgar herbicide is above the green. There we go. Right in here. I got no barley there at the moment. But if we have a look in here, no, it's down. It's on the seeds. But we've got a little bit of seed right here, which means that it is actually working. And then we've got distributing canola and sunflowers in there, which should, if we go up and take a look at the oil plant, we should have there. This is coming out. We've got canola oil and sunflower oil are distributing, and the olive oil is spawning. So the canola oil, there's only one place, I think, that canola oil ends up going to, and that is the herbicide. So the canola oil comes into here. I got 508 in there, and we're just waiting on the barley to come back from the greenhouses. And also next year when we grow it. So everything is all tied in together in the great circle of life. And hopefully it will continue to circulate, and we will be able to grow all of our crops. We're going to have to go up round here to avoid this hedgerow. And then come back down around here. We'll remove that hedgerow at some point. And we'll do some ploughing here and like join all of this in together. Because whilst it's been fun having these small individual fields, I think it would be more fun to move to bigger fields. But that's just me. Right. Let's bring that up round there. And then... That wasn't quite part of the master plan. Stuck on that one. So I got 1,200 litres of seed left in this thing. I don't know if that's going to be enough to finish this job or not. I'm hoping it will be. It should be. I can't see it's going to be an issue. So these fields here, like the internal corners, I feel like I could just drive down through them like this. And then that will take care of all of the little bits that are going to be left behind. And then we'll go... Like, the outside rounds of the fields, yeah, I could just leave those. But these inside bits, we want to cut all of these out. And I've been wondering what to do about a combine. And what machine we should use for doing our harvesting and that. Because I did have that combine, the one with the yeah, Grim Reaper Combine or the Reaper Combine, whichever one it was, with that nice artwork on it that we had. And I really do like the artwork that Giants wanted removed. Do have to be a little bit careful about using it, but probably it'll be alright for YouTube standards. YouTube does flag up some funny things at times, so we have to be a little bit careful with that one. But I do really like that combine, and I may have made a mistake with like pricing the ultimate like level ups on that one at 50 odd million, I think it was. But one thing I did do was I tested out that one, and I tested out the Colossus Combine, and they can both, especially the Colossus Combine, it can go insanely fast. It's like 90 kilometers an hour, or it can go even more than that, but I think the header is limited to like 90 kilometers an hour. Now, it sounds really good on paper, and it does do a wonderful job driving up across the field, but unfortunately, the hired help struggles a little bit to maintain a combine that is able to do 100 kilometers an hour across the field, and it makes it wobble a little bit. I was about to go up here to this field, start planting, but we can't plant sugar beet until the spring, so we're going to go and return this one. I got 1,000 litres of seed and 2,000 litres of fertilizer. I'm just going to dump those up here and then return this machine, because I think we're pretty much done with it. So I'll bring you over to here and empty that one out like that, and then I can just simply go in here and return it. Yeah, so this super fast combine, it does seem really good on paper, but it does cause the hired help to struggle with it a little bit. It finds it difficult to keep everything on track when it's doing 100 kilometers across the field. It has this tendency to start wobbling, and then it'll slow down a little bit to correct itself, and sometimes it just crashes, and sometimes it doesn't. Usually it doesn't, it just wobbles a bit. Really, you just kind of got to drive it yourself. Trying to not drive it yourself just can end up with problems. I got no issue with that. It's just yeah, it's something of note. I didn't actually realize that it would happen. I didn't think that the hired help would struggle like that with handling it, but apparently it does. So yeah, I learned something new on that one. Now, is there anything else that we need to do? We've got... You can stop there for a minute. I don't think there's very much else that I need to do. It was this area over here that I was looking at buying. I was thinking of buying this piece over here, wasn't it? So it was that field, that field, that field, and that field. And how much are they all? So we've got 71 is 99,000. That's 126. That's about, say, 225,000. And that makes 775,000. 765. We'll call it 775. So we're not going to get a lot of change out of 800,000. 800,000 euros is what we're talking about in order to be able to buy this bit over here, which I think is reasonable. I think that's actually fairly reasonable. And then we can turn that into a nice new field area and do something with it. And then this piece over here will end up being another piece of field that we'll do something with. Ooh. Okay, that buys all of that in there. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with that. The only other thing that I was wondering about was changing a bit of this around so that I can move things out. And also I want a different storage facility instead of that one, but I've got to find room to put this storage facility down, which could be a little bit more of a problem for us. But if I was to remove this hedgerow here, at least to start with, because this little bit of field we own. Get rid of that one. There we go. So we've gotten rid of that bit. We own this bit of field here. So I could put the storage facility kind of there, and then we make a... Let me see if I can find one that is suitable for us. I like the look of this one. Package Mega Silo. That one's... I mean, it's only 80,000 for it, but it still looks pretty cool. And then you've got, like, bigger versions, so it goes all the way up to this. which is a more realistic size for like a 6 million litre thing. And I actually quite like that. It's just that I don't want to use it on this map. It's just the sheer scale of it is kind of like impressive, I think. Pretty sure that this is the one that we were using on the last map. This one right here. It's got the basketball on the seat up there. So if this is the one, then I've already altered this one to go really fast. And it does have a 20 million litre capacity, which makes me think that this is the one that we want. So if we're going to have this, first of all, we're going to want to get rid of that silo. So I need to double check that I haven't actually got anything in there. And I've got 43,000 litres of wheat in storage. The milk is not in there. So I think the wheat is actually in this one. Go over here and I can have a look. Yes, okay, so we've got the wheat in there. I'm not going to want the wheat anywhere else. I mean, I could maybe put it in for the chickens, but I wasn't actually wanting to do that. What we want to do is we want to put that into a mill over here. And I've got enough room to put it into the mill. Okay, so we want to go back to our tractor. We will get our trailer over here that we've just recently been using for carrying large quantities of manure around. And we'll hitch that one on, and we're not going to wash that trailer, and that way we can give our bread, that comes out from the flour that we make from this, a very interesting kind of tang. A delicate after-flavour, if you will. Aftertaste, if you will. 43,329 litres. So if we just jog on over this way and drop this into the mill, then we can come back. We can sell that building, which hopefully give us a little bit of money. And then we're going to have to cut down a few trees. And if we're cutting down trees, I will be using my count the trees and then make some money from them method of doing that, because I think it's a good way to do it. There may be purists among you who disagree with that idea, but it's I'm the one at the helm, at the wheel, so to speak. So I get to choose, and I'm going to take all of the stuff that I can from there. 500,000 litres of food for our cows, and we bring all of that over this way. I'm not sure how much more we've got, because if I look in here, I've got 26,000. I do have 1.5 million litres of grass that's still processing, so that's going to be absolutely fine for a while. And then if I go this way to the mineral feed, I've now got some sunflowers coming in. That's coming in from the greenhouses. So we've got canola and sunflowers coming in from there, and we've got a little bit of sugar beet. It's only soybeans that isn't coming in, so maybe I should grow soybeans rather than sugar beet. That might be a sensible thing to go and do, you know. Let's just wait before I make that decision. Total mixed ration in here. I've still got 151,000, and I've got plenty of stuff coming in to make a whole load more food, so that's looking really good. It's potatoes. We've got potatoes and sugar beet coming into this one. Should probably have reduced the amount of sugar beet that can come in. It's here. Sugar beet. Right, so we've got sugar in there. I'm going to want... I mean, ideally I'd want cut sugar beet, but we can live with just having the standard sugar beet. And I will activate that one so that we start to make some sugar. And that can then be spread out across the rest. These greenhouses are amazing. Like, so long as we can keep the cycles going, they'll be amazing. But we're going to run low on seed. That's going to be the one thing that we're going to do here is we're going to run low on seed. Like, lime is not a problem because we're buying... the only thing we're buying in is stone. And we are going to buy in the stone. We need the liquid fertilizer in here. We've got the other stuff. Right there. It's the liquid fertilizer that we struggle with. And that one is... Well, it's not coming from here, is it? We buy the stone to keep that one topped up. Because I'm not digging up stone out of the rest of everything. And then in here, I've got slurry and manure that is being processed. That's turning into electrical charge right there, as well as this digestated methane. And I'm going to activate the potatoes one. So we start doing a stack of 100 potatoes, gives us 90 130 on there, so there's a little bit extra that's going to come in. The sugar beet, I'm not going to. I'm just going to allow the sugar beet to accumulate in there, and I'm not going to do anything with it because I want the sugar beet going elsewhere. I don't want it being used up in the biogas plant, so that can just go to other places. I tip all of that in there because I was just doing a return journey with the trailer, so I might as well. And then our cows are now looking happier. They have got... No, they still don't have a year's supply of food. These cows are hungry creatures. Very, very hungry creatures. So we'll stop there, and then I will do that. And we'll go over and we will click on this one. Value 107,000 euros. Sell that bad boy right there. Yep, that one's gone. So I've now got 107,000 from buildings right there, which is very cool and awesome. This building right here, I'm not going to sell. I'm also going to keep those trees. I don't want to chop down every tree. I just want to chop down some of the trees. So there's 100 grand that I got. That's easily going to... I mean, we already had the money for the thing anyway. So I'm going to take that one out. So there's 1, that's 2... That's 3. I did already remove a couple trees over there, so there was 2 more, so that makes 5. 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11. Let's leave those back there. 12, 13, 14, and 15 over to there, I think. That's about right. I don't want to remove the rest over. And you know what? I'm going to do it this way because then I can actually see. Okay. Yes, we'll leave these trees over here. So there's 15,000 that I got from that. That was 15, including a couple of other trees that I cut down over in the fields. So if I go in here, we'll add in 15,000 for that. So you get 1,000 per deciduous tree that I chopped down. Add in that money. Right, there's another 15 grand that has been added to the farm account. If we chop down these trees, we get 3 grand per tree. And that is less than you actually get for each tree. Like, if you actually do cut them up and you take them to the mill, you get more than that. You can get quite a bit more. So I've taken less to account for the speed that we get rid of them. And also, the chainsaw mod that, you know, the lumberjack mod, I've gone into the code on that one and changed some numbers around a little bit, which is why it cuts so quickly. It doesn't normally do that. It's not normally that fast. I would just like to add that bit in. I'm sure most of you already realize this, but yeah, it's not that fast. Actually, I want to go to plants, and then I want to go... If you got 2 different types of grass... If you use this type of grass, I believe that once you cut it, so there's that type there, and then there's this type here, this meadow grass. I believe that one of them, when you cut the meadow grass, I don't think it's that one. I think it's actually this one. Shit, I can tell you. We can go over here and we can have a look. Can't see which one it was. Right, the meadow grass, by the look of it, is the one... Oh, no, it's this one. This one doesn't. This one, though, if you cut the grass after this one, it turns it into a field. So it's this one here with the flowers. If we put that down, and then you go over it with the mower, it turns it auto-magically into field. Or even if you just, like, because we put some of that in here. I put some of that in there, I'm sure of it. And then it turns into field after you've cut it. Or you just go over it with the seed drill. So that's how we can make field without actually having to go through and plow it if we don't want to. At least I think that's how it's going to work. So I'll put that in here. And the reason I'm putting that in here is because I want to... get rid of all these shrubs because I can't see anything as I'm walking around through them. We might do something different with this later on. I might even remove this hedgerow and turn this into a bit more of a usable field in behind here, but I'm not going to right now. But I do want to at least just turn this into grass, because if we do come through here with our mower and that, like just trying to get that extra little bit for a bit of extra grass when we need it, it's going to be useful. Okay, there's that bit done. I think it's this one. 20 million litres of storage. Because it's the one that I'm sure it's the one that had the basketball on it. Now, I got to remember that I got to be able to turn round just there for collecting the manure off of here. I guess we could put this one, if I was to put this one over here, over this way, that would give us room to do our turning round. I'm going to put that one there, because I do have a silo here that I've actually altered, which is the root crop one. There. Root crop storage right there holds 8 million. It costs, I put the price at 1 million, but it holds 8 million litres. And this should hold all of the different root crops. Storage builder for beets, potatoes, carrots, parsnip, and beetroot. So, that would hold all of our other ones, although the multi-fruit one here would hold everything anyway. But I kind of like the idea of having a root crop storage for root crop. But we'll put all of this in here. And yeah, let's not worry about doing the painting. Okay, so that bit's done. I have 137,000 euros left over, which is going to be useful for in the spring. And there's nothing else that we need to do today, so let's go and get some sleep. October is upon us, so we have October decorations right down there. The mornings are getting a bit darker. And if we go for a little bit of a trot over this way, we can see that we have 1.1 million litres of food. We've got 101 cows now. 103,000 litres of slurry have already accumulated. I've got some chicks in there at 0. I need 162,000 food each year. That's fine. We can cope with that. These need 1.7 million litres of food. Slowly, we got 1 month old animals right there. But 1.7 million slurry. Milk is at 73,000, nearly 74. We got lots of stuff here. We got lots going on. We got enough to keep us busy, at least. And digestate and solid fertilizer is coming along quite nicely in there. And then if I have a look over this side, I've got silage. Just sugar beet and potatoes is the only thing. So we're doing stuff with potatoes. Slurry and manure is not running at all right now. But the potatoes are going to keep running while the greenhouses are running. I got sugar beet over here making sugar. The other things should now be cycling through fairly well, which means that we should be getting seed and stuff coming in. So right in here, I've got 60 litres of seed now. The herbicide over this way, this is the only one that's not making. The herbicide is, well, we should be getting a little bit of barley coming in there. Let's have a look. There were 3 that were doing grain crops. But the barley, oh, that's why. It's because I got the barley spawning. So that's why that's at 190. So let's go and have a look at, I want to go there and then run a bit faster. These are spawning out some barley. Right, so I can take some of this barley and I can feed it to the chickens. But I can also bring some of the barley over here so that we can make herbicide, which means that we'll then be able to go and fill in the blanks for all of the greenhouses, because I don't think they're producing like quite enough to make ends meet at the moment. So if we take the first 9,000 litres of barley that we got there, and we dump it in there, everything will be tickety-boo. Let's go and sort out the milk first. I can take 100,000 litres of milk with this one. I got 70-odd thousand litres of milk at the moment. So we're going to need an upgrade on this lorry. We'll worry about upgrading later. Easing in through here like this. Open that one up and then... why aren't you loading? There. Right. 74,000 litres of milk. We put about 25,000 litres of milk in there. Then we go and put a bit more into this one right here. It's about 5,000 litres of milk daily. Then there'll be a bit that will go into the potato factory over here. Not much at all. 500 litres. And finally, we put a bit of milk into this one over here, and that's when we park up. So you will go in there. All of the milk, rest of the milk goes into there, and then we can come over here and we can have a look. So this one little pallet, I got 6,800 litres of eggs at the moment, and I got 1,000 chickens. I mean, yes, the chickens aren't doing a great deal right now. But I'm going to take this pallet. If I stand back a little bit before I pick it up, I can then run flat out with it. Makes life a little bit easier, and we can come whizzing in over here. We're going to worry about putting eggs anywhere else. I'm just going to dump them into that one, because that one I want to keep making mayonnaise there. I have 9,000 litres at the moment. I think the pallets are 25,000 litres each. So it's going to be a minute or two before we get anything come out of that one. We need more fertiliser on these fields that we've gone and planted. But we don't actually need anything else. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.